Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I know I really appreciate your what's it called? Your suggestion, Oliver, about putting something in the background. It kind of looks like, wow, that's really weird. It actually got lighter when I put my hands up. Yeah, it's a bad camera. So it appears like I'm in this crazy room, that's surrounded by white walls, and I'm here just talking to myself. But in reality, there is other stuff around. It's a big mess here, and I'm actually embarrassed to put it on the World Wide Web, though my Flickr account does have a picture of it. I will take that into consideration. That was one of my fears of making this more difficult on myself. The whole point of the YouTube thing was so it'd be really easy. But I think that would be exciting, especially if I could insert like pictures coming in or some sort of special effects. I will look into that, and I appreciate the suggestion. It's actually very good. It looks kind of lame and bland. There's just a white background here. So, relationships in Egypt. I said I'd talk about this, and just so you know, I'm getting ready to pack my bag really quickly and head to Cairo for the first time ever. I'm really excited. I have a few things on my to-do list that I want to do there, and I haven't been to the pyramids, and the rest of the program who was here in the summer while I was in Damascus. They got to go to the pyramids and Sharm el-Sheikh and go to the legendary burning bush of Moses and walk up the stairs. I think that was Mount Sinai, and they went to Dahab as well. So I haven't been to any of those locations. I may go alone. I may try to find a travel partner. Traveling alone sucks, but I really do want to do that before I leave Egypt. And there's the black and white desert as well. So there's a lot of things. There's eating Ali, which is this amazing dessert that I had a chance to eat homemade in the U.S., but I don't eat dairy products that aren't organic from free-roaming cows, based on my own personal beliefs on how animals should be treated. So I didn't get to do that. I went off topic, I know, but I'm just updating you because I'm not going to be able to post anything for the next 2 or 3 days, I think, while I'm in Cairo. So, really quick on relationships. I got some random thoughts here, and I'm just going to share them. I wrote them down. The first thing, boys and girls, the relationship between boys and girls. So, I go to MSU, Michigan State University. There are not a lot of hijabis there, and when I say hijabis, I'm anglicizing or whatever that term is, an Arabic word. But a hijabi is a person who wears a headscarf. That's how it's commonly used nowadays, regardless of if that's correct or not. Now, I'm not saying anything to judge these people. Are they better Muslims? Are they worse Muslims? Are they oppressed? Well, they're certainly not oppressed. I believe that. Maybe a few in the world are, but most wear it, I think. Actually, that's a whole different topic. I'll get into that later. Anyways, the point is there aren't a lot of hijabis at MSU, so when I go to a conference like I went to RIS, Reviving the Islamic Spirit, in Toronto, Canada, last December, I was just amazed by all of these women and girls who are just wearing scarves, and I'm sorry, I had to stare, and I wasn't staring because I was like attracted to them or anything. It was just so amazing. I was just like, wow, all these people wearing headscarves in one location. It's impossible. I'm not in North America. I was just blown away because I had just been so far away from that for so long. So, and usually, I go to Islamic events or conferences and stuff like that, but I hadn't been because I've been focusing on my studies, and so I kind of was laying low on the organizational aspect, and it was just amazing to see them all. And it's a taboo. I know it's very bad, but this is just the situation. People assume that a person who wears the headscarf is an angel. So you assume that they don't sin, they don't do anything, which is just ridiculous. I mean, it's very ridiculous, and it's very judgmental as well. But that's the situation. So I come here to Egypt, and you go to Kulliyat al-Adab, which is the most similar thing to it is probably the College of Arts and Letters that we have in some universities in the United States of America. And you see all of these hijabis who are holding hands with guys and hugging, well, not hugging, half hugging guys and sitting next to them and chatting with them and flirting. And it actually looks like one big hijabi uh, slash guy party. You just enter, and I want to take a picture, but it's gonna make me look very weird and like a tourist. Of just all of them, they're just all gathered, and they're just all chilling. I mean, they're just all chilling away from their parents and just, um, I don't know, letting it out, whatever sort of feelings that they have, which is just a big shock to someone, I think, who comes from the U.S. and is used to going to these Muslim conferences and events where there's a normally a pretty strict separation between people, and you'd never see a hijabi doing that. I mean, it'd be very rare and shocking over there, but here it's just normal. So unfortunately, you get desensitized to that. Um, Another thing, I have some friends who maybe if you mention a girl's name, they'll be like, "Oh, you like her," or something like that, or "What's going on there, huh?" For some of my Muslim friends, and I think that's pretty immature, I must say, and judgmental as well, because I think we can have normal relationships between males and females. I'm not talking about sexual or anything like that. I mean, just a normal classmate or something like that. So my academic partner who helps me with my class is a female, and I believe we just have a normal relationship. We meet once a week for a couple hours and we discuss Arabic grammar. Uh, so she's very smart. I respect her and stuff like that. But it's nothing more. It's business only. But once I mentioned her name, and um, one of the guys here took me aside and was like, "Don't mention her name. Why are you doing that? People are gonna think there's something between you two." And I was like, "What? Something between us? I don't even. No, it's not like that at all." And he's like, "And you're ruining her name in the amongst us because." Uh, you're mentioning her in front of guys and she's meeting a guy, and I'm like, it's not like that. We're not meeting. It's not like a date or anything. It's in a public area. It's in our room where we all study. It's in like a study room. It's like meeting at the library or something like that. And it's part of the program. Part of the program, we're supposed to have an academic partner to help us with the difficult situations and stuff like that. So it just, it took me by surprise. And so that was one of the differences I can notice. And remember, this is like more anthropological, so it's not based on any sort of studies or statistics. It's just one person's experiences there. Um, Another thing, going away from the male-female thing and how it's sometimes weird but sometimes not weird, and there's a lot of flirtation that's kind of subtle. It's kind of more like the U.S. in the 1920s, where holding hands was like a big thing, um, so, pros and cons to that. Pros and cons to that. But the whole thing of clingy relationships. So I mean, I just can't say this enough. I hate clingy relationships. I hate having a friend who has to talk to me every single day and just has to see how I'm doing. And if I don't call or if I don't say anything with a few days, a few weeks, be like, "Do you hate me? Is there something wrong?" It's just I think it's insecure of them, and it has to do with their attachment style, probably something to do with psychology. I read probably has something to do with that. You psychology majors can let me know, but I just hate that. I really do. It's very annoying. And I'm not saying I don't like people. I'm not saying I'm an introvert. I love people. But if I don't see someone for 2 years and then I see them at an event, it'll just be like normal. Whatever. We're busy. Give them excuses. It's fine. It's no problem. But here it's different. Just when you're walking through the halls here, you have to say "Salaam alaikum" and "How are you doing?" And if you don't, it's seen as rude, generally speaking, from what I've noticed. And so once I was really dead tired. I hadn't slept in a long time, and I just passed by this guy and didn't say anything. And he was like, "What's your problem, man? Why aren't you asking me how I am, huh? That's really rude of you." And so again, I think yeah, it's important. I remember listening to this whole speech on saying "Assalamu alaikum" in Islam, and how sometimes the Sahaba, or the companions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, may the peace and blessings of God be upon him, used to walk, and if a tree, a date palm tree, came between them, they would, after coming, after separating them, they would say "Salamu alaikum," peace be upon you, which is the Islamic greeting. That's cool. That's great. But there's also something called giving your brother 70 excuses. Whatever happened to that? Just don't take anything so seriously.